doing the old nope, post arm wrestling live. Today we had the Dungeon Christmas party. It was a fun time. Lots of gains were made. But before I start diving into all the details, let me check my other tablet to make sure we have sound. Lately, YouTube has not been giving us sound. So if anyone's in the chat beats me to it, lets me know if you guys can hear me. I'm trying to check real quick. Tablet's a little slow. Just checking real quick if you're hopping on now to see if we have sound. Oh, perfect. Brian says I can hear you. Awesome. What's up, Brian? I don't know. You guys planning on coming over tomorrow for training? If so, I think probably start a little early. Maybe 8, maybe. Yeah, it should be good. We got the heater in. Let's see. See it over there? The old propane heater. Doing a pretty good job today. Yeah, definitely a nice heater. Let's see. Anything in particular you guys want to talk about? Anything interesting? I know the Levon injury is probably a big topic right now. The Devin Vitale match is probably a big topic right now. So what's your guys' opinions on that stuff? Kaylin, what's up? She says, heck yeah, what is up? How was the High Chief party? Oh, it was great. It was an awesome time. It was a good turnout. We probably maybe had 15 arm wrestlers, so it was a good turnout. Whole bunch of food, desserts. There's chili and 2 different types of chili. There's a whole bunch of pizza, and it was a whole bunch of good stuff. Kaylin says, awesome. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely was a good time, and we got some leftovers, so that's always good. Kaylin says, let's like and share, friends. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Carolyn. If you guys can, hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps out the channel. The old YouTube algorithm. I don't think anyone understands it, but I know it's good for YouTubers. And if anyone's wondering what the Facebook and the Instagram is, Nightbot put it right there in the comments, so feel free to send a friend request. Also, too, if you're interested in Team Stone t-shirts, Turtle Man 2 t-shirts, corn cop handles, Team Stone arm wrestling straps, that's the place to get it. Shoot me a message, and we'll be able to mail it right to you. And also, don't forget, if you're a member to STONEtv, you get a 5% discount on everything I said, except for the Turtle Man 2 t-shirts. That is because the t-shirts, 100% of the money goes to charity, the Turtle Man charity. Um, but also too, you can use that 5% discount on coaching. So that's online coaching, in person if you can make it to the labyrinth, as well as like FaceTime or something. But let's see. Yeah, it was good practice today. Um, some people weren't able to make it because of the snow, but that's all right. There's always Tuesday. Adam, what's up, man? So let's see. Kalen says, Nick, I was on a live stream last night and I heard a great idea for pin line failure to carry pin pads in the event of pin line failure. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm curious what the idea is. Little backup plan or something like that, a little fail safe. Let's see. Any arm wrestling topics you guys want to talk about, or anything in particular? Let's see. Let's see. Carolyn says use pin pads. Take the pin line out if they fail. Oh, I see what you're saying. So have the table set up with starting with the pin lines. If there's a if there's a structural failure with the table, um, have it also set up for the pin pads. You just plug them right in. Bam. Whoops. Let's see. Adam says how the new heater worked last night. Works good, man. Have it on right there. We only got one coat today, so that's pretty good. And Thomas, I'm not sure what that message was. Um, so we got this AI bot that if it sees too many like capitals, looks like there was too many capitals. Maybe that was it. Let's see. Kalen says yes, Nick. And Tommy is a fan of pigs. Oh, that's very good to know. Brian says Nightbot is hammering. It definitely is. It definitely is. Looks like that looks like he must let's see if I got some reason I'm trying to view I can view the deleted messages, but the tablet is super touchscreen's not working. It works with everything else except for the comment buttons. Oh, never mind. I saw it. But we're gonna do this. That's the ultimate hammer. It finally worked. I saw what he said. If you're wondering. But if I'm not mistaken, Tommy can still watch, but he can't. Uh, he can still comment, but nobody is going to see him except for Tommy. But either way, enjoy the show. Let's see. Kalen says. That's definitely what the Nightbot says. Yeah, Brian says the double smoked. Yeah, you definitely get the double smoking hammers. That's definitely not where people want to be on the receiving end of the double smoking hammers. Kaylin says, damn, LOL. That's the way it goes sometimes. Um, but Brian, are you in Sailor planning on coming over for training tomorrow? Because if you are, I think we're gonna start at 8 a.m. So that being said, the pre-lift live tomorrow is going to be an early one. Brian says, anybody else deliver mail in knee-high snow today? Question mark. I didn't do any mail. I might have got mail if that's related, but that definitely stinks. That's a tough one. I did some snow blowing with the old blower, but that was only like an hour. Let's see. Brian says 8 a.m. it is. All right. See you guys there. That's when the gains begin. Let's see. Carolyn says, I see there's an event in New Hampshire, June 27th. People are going. It's super matches only. No tournament. And I think James Jordan Mason has a super match there. That's all I know. Very cool. Very cool. I wonder if it's the Shield event because I know I think it's New Hampshire. They have like their tournament. It's called like the Shield event or the something involved with the Shield. Their trophy is the Shield. I wonder if that is the event that is running the tournament, the 27th. But it could be a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of new promotions hopping up, so that's good. Let's see. Carolyn says, I heard Steve Fernandez had two calendars, the Coalition calendar and the James Reed calendar and Dave's show. Oh, I think for tournaments, right? The calendar for tournaments with all their events listed. Carolyn says, yes, Nick. The Shield one. Yeah, it should be cool. James, I think he's one of the Shield holders for their event. Yeah, so that'd be a cool one. Maybe we'll take a trip up, check out the tournament. I mean, the super matches. It might be like 6 or 7 hours from me, maybe. So not too bad. Drew, what's up, man? Yeah, it was a good practice today. It was a good Christmas party in the dungeon. If you're just hopping on. So let's see. Kaylin says, yes, Nick, it would be nice if we had a database online or some idea of the things to hit. There's a few things out there. I mean, it's hard to get everything. But yeah, it's also a lot of work too. Someone has to put all that information up there. But there's definitely someone out there that would definitely would do a great job. You know what I mean? Maybe do a big Facebook page, just tournaments across America or something like that. That's what they can call it. Let's see. Carolyn says, Drew, did you see Nick's propane heater? Well, if he didn't, here it is right there. We got it on full blast, and it's doing pretty good. But we got 100 gallons of propane, so let's see how long it lasts. Should be at least a month or two, at least. Kellen says, damn, look at that thing throwing out the BTUs. It definitely is. I just know that's going to be everyone's favorite spot over there for warming up. Everyone's going to be huddled up over there like penguins. Very true, Kaylin. She says the quotations, the fireside chat. Yeah, I might even move this setup. I guess maybe I'll pull a table over there. That's what I use for this live. I use an arm wrestling table for the table because it also works for a table when you're not arm wrestling on it. So that is a good name. Kaylin says, yeah, definitely. Definitely true. Kaylin says 19 viewers. And to hit that thumbs up, definitely true. Hit that thumbs up, definitely helps out the channel. Looks something like this. Yep, that's the way it goes, Carolyn. You know, first we hit the high. Now we're kind of cruising around 12, 13. But let's see, what else can we talk about? We talked about the Christmas party. It was a lot of fun. I did get some video. Um, Oscar, what's up, man? Oscar, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're new. So we like to ask this question to new people. Who is your favorite arm wrestler and why? Um, Maybe this is your first time hearing arm wrestling is a real sport. So maybe you got some questions. So let us know if you got any questions about arm wrestling, powerlifting, anything strength related, gym stuff. So let's see. Carolyn says, so nice. What is the recipe? How many lemons? How much honey do you heat it? All in a microwave for your hot tea, Nick. So this one is just lemon and water and collagen. And yeah, I usually just heat, especially in the wintertime, I'll heat it up with a microwave just up. Uh, Preheat the water first. If you put the lemon juice in the water, it bubbles up. But yeah, this one's just collagen. Um, I didn't measure it out. I just put a little bit in it. I just eyeballed it, dumped a little in. And one lemon. If you're wondering how many lemons, this one's one. Sometimes I do two. Depends on how many lemons I have. Oscar says I don't really watch it. Well, I mean, it's a fun sport. When I used to 5, 6 years ago, I had no idea it was a sport, and now I'm pulling in it as an actual athlete. Arm wrestling is a interesting sport. Very, you meet a lot of cool people. Dylan, what's up? If I'm not mistaken, I think you're new to the Stone TV. So, same question to Oscar. Who is your favorite arm wrestler and why? Maybe you're new, never heard of arm wrestling, so maybe you got some questions about arm wrestling. Let's see. Let's see. Oscar says he has a question. Depending on what the question is, we might be able to answer it. Karen says, okay, awesome. Thanks, Nick. Karen says, thanks for the technique and recipe. Absolutely. So let's see. Brian says, I'm doing some very interesting flexion training right now. I might be onto something. All right. Maybe get a little video. Maybe show the people. If not, if you want to keep it secret, secret training, I'll just show it to me tomorrow. Maybe before or after training. Sorry to hear that, Dylan. Depending on, just might. You never know. Oscar says, I have a question for you. Yeah, let us know what the question is. Oh, there it is right there. Where he says, what is your favorite sport? My favorite sport is arm wrestling. Carolyn says, Brian, oh yeah, what's that, cupping, question mark? Might be some cupping, might be some wrist flexion. Let's see, he said he was doing some interesting flexion, so it's something with the wrist. Or it could be elbow flexion. It could be wrist flexion, could be elbow flexion. I'm gonna go with wrist flexion. That's what I was thinking originally. Let's see. Kalen says, Brian, I was thinking that good to put light workout out there, but keep the smashing fantastic training private. LO. That's the good stuff. Keep the real good stuff. Maybe just show your teammates. Kalen says, LO. That's a good one. Brad says the Shaolin secrets. Definitely true. I wonder how those guys would be at arm wrestling. Bo's in the chat. What's up, Bo? Long time no see. It was nice to arm wrestle you. You know, you always got the positive spirits. Let's see. Dylan says, hey, I'm back. I subbed and liked the live. Oh, thank you very much, Dylan. Kalen says, thumbs up, friends. Absolutely. Hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps the channel. And Oscar says, I'm back. Well, welcome back, man. So, who do you guys have winning? There's, Devin and Vitali. They're having a left and right hand match, if I'm not mistaken. So, who do you guys have winning that match? Bo says, I'm feeling so good and strong lately. Yeah, definitely. I agree. You're feeling strong, feeling good. All the training starting to show off. Now we just got to heal up a little bit, and the bulldozer will be all primed up, ready to go. Bo says Devin's going to clown around. He's the winner. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a long match. I mean, I have Devin winning right. Vitaly winning left. As of right now, but that could change as we get closer. So let's see. Carolyn says, LOL, clown around is right. LOL. That's funny. Let's see. Dylan says, how are you, man? What are you up to? So I'm doing good, man. Just doing the old post arm wrestling live. Did some arm wrestling today. We had a nice Christmas party in the dungeon. If you don't know what the dungeon is, it's a barn where a whole bunch of arm wrestlers training. Some pretty good arm wrestlers, if I must say. A whole bunch of world championships were trained in there. People were trained in there for world championships. So it was a good day. And now we're just wrapping things up with the pre-arm wrestling live video. So we could talk about pretty much anything: arm wrestling, powerlifting, strength related, gym stuff. If you guys have any questions on that stuff, if there's any matches on the East versus West card you guys want to talk about, or any other events happening. So let's see. Dylan says, "Who are you arm wrestling?" So I don't have any matches set, but it's only a matter of time. I'm talking. There's a lot of talk right now, back and forth with promoters. So it's only a matter of time. Bo said, "I heard even those dungeon people are good looking." That's funny. You know what they say? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it depends on how good the person's vision is. That's what I think that quote is from. That is funny. That's a very interesting question, Carolyn. She says, "What is everyone's 3 favorite moments in arm wrestling from 2025?" That's a very interesting question. I'm trying to think of my 3 favorite moments. Let's see. Dylan says, "Guys, support this man. He's arm wrestling." Thank you very much. That's nice of you. Bo says, "Levon has started falling apart." I mean, could be. I mean, you know, just let he's pushing the body to the limit. Sometimes things break. But he bounced from the last injury. I know he had that wrist injury. He bounced back pretty good. So hopefully that's the case, because nobody wants to see the champion be taken out by injury. If that makes sense. Carolyn says, "Mine is Nic Stone's," in quotes. "Who's the ref?" That's one of them. That's definitely one of them. That was a good one. You could probably clip that sound and make it a ringtone. That would be funny. That would be real funny. Brian says, "The Turtle Man 2, Dungeon Super Series, and the Chance match." Yeah, man, I'd probably have to agree with Brian. Those are probably my 3 favorite moments. Yeah, because all 3 of those days were awesome. Carolyn says, "Second one, James Road Mason. You can't ride this ride." Timmy, LOL. Yeah, that was a good video. He was on the fire truck ladder, if I'm not mistaken, 50 to 100 feet up. So that was a good one. Kalen says, yes, we need to clip it. Yeah, that'd be a funny ringtone. Maybe even for an intro video. So Dylan says, do you have a trainer to get ready in arm wrestling matches? So I do all my training myself. That's actually what I do for a living. I'm a strength coach, powerlifting coach, arm wrestling coach, even general fitness. There's people I train with. Maybe that's what you mean. I have lots of teammates, people that I take their advice from. Um, so maybe that's what you mean. But um, I do all my own training, stuff like that. So hopefully that answers your question. I train with a lot of people, you know what I mean? It's almost impossible to arm wrestle by yourself. I'm sure there's a way, but you need at least one person. So let's see. Brian says Sayla has a match offer, bro. She wants to discuss it tomorrow before official confirmation. All right, I'm excited. Now, let's see. Without giving it away, because I would think most promotions prefer to keep the matches private until it's locked in. But maybe, can you give me the state on where the promotion is located? Unless you think it'd give too much away. But I'm just curious. I mean, I could also wait till tomorrow too. Kalen says the third was when you were the third ref in the dungeon. You told James and Passmore that people don't want to see it end on fouls. Yeah, that was a good one too. That was a good one. Um, Worked out good. I think the crowd definitely liked it. And yeah, that match, the Passmore Clark match, it was voted. So I mean, it was a pretty majority vote. That was match of the night. It was a great match. Let's see. And if you guys want to see that match, you'll be able to watch it one place on earth, the STONEtv memberships. 9 incredible matches. That's just one of them. Dylan says, what are you drinking? This is just some lemonade, pretty much. Some squeezed a lemon with some. Oh, the camera's over here. I forget. It camera's on the side of the tablet. Just lemonade, some collagen powder, and that's it. Kalen says, and fourth was Mike on the mic at the Tournament Classic. Yeah, that was a good. He did pretty good. He's getting better and better every time. Kalen says, Brian, what's the date? LOL. Kalen says James was awesome all through that year with his thoughts. Definitely, yeah, definitely true. Kalen says hit that thumbs up and also hit that notification bell so you never miss a thing. And if you guys are wondering, if you guys want to send me a friend request on Facebook or Instagram, there it is right there. So let's see. Dylan says, got to get some protein for the matches, right? Yeah, man, protein's definitely important. The collagen definitely's got some protein in it. It's good for your joints. So arm wrestling is very jointy. It's a very jointy sport. So a lot of arm wrestlers will take the collagen powder. So let's see. Brian says it'll be somewhere around here. I'm sure she's the one they call when girls are scared, I guess. LOL. Ah, very interesting. What's the weight? What's the weight of the match? Is there a weight cap? Because that gives me a couple thoughts. if people are afraid to pull these, whoever this female athlete is, I think depending on what their weight is, I might know who it is. But now I'm curious. Now I was curious before, but now I'm extra curious about the match, what the match offer is. Carolyn says, "LOL." Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Oh, got the lemon seeds. Brian says the other girl suggested Sailor because two other girls couldn't do it. I wonder who is the other athlete. It's looking like I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow. And Dylan says, "Do you stream every day?" Um, yeah, usually for the last couple months, it's been pretty much every day. I might have missed a day or two, but yeah, usually, I've been I film the workouts. Um, we do the pre-lift videos, and lately we've been doing the post-lift videos. Like right now is a post arm wrestling video. So usually one, two, or maybe sometimes three videos. Today is this is the first one today, and Oscar is back again. Welcome back. Let's see. But let's see. Levon's injury. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it looks like a bicep tear, a bicep tendon tear. So he might need 6 months. 6 months would probably be fast if he's back in 6 months. Um, um, but I would probably say somewhere between 6 months to a year is probably what it will be before he's back, possibly. But it's hard to say. It could be sooner. It's hard to say. Dylan says, "Have you ever gotten 3 wins in a row?" Yeah, I have. Let's see. There's a couple ways you could look at that. You could look at, wins in a row, or you could just mean, per event. There's been a couple tournaments where I've gone undefeated, so maybe 9, 10 wins, maybe. But my left arm, I haven't lost in like it could be almost 4 years. It could really almost be 4 years since the last time I was pinned lefty in a super match or a tournament. And I think my last loss lefty, I I mix up the dates. It's either going to be Marcio Barboza. I think about 4 years ago, or Sean Latimer about 4 years ago. I can't remember. I mix up the dates. I can't remember which one was the last one. But those are my last two losses lefty. And that was probably about had to be probably coming up maybe 4 years maybe. Yeah, it's tricky. I get all mixed up sometimes. So let's see. Carolyn says, "Yeah," and I was reminded, Nick, that was your worst hand versus Chance' best hand. What was one of the things you took away from that match? Yeah, so it's definitely true. Uh, I appreciate that, Carolyn. Bring that to the people's attention. My least dominant arm versus his most dominant arm. That's the only way we could have actually had a match. Because my left is better. His left is, I mean, his left is still probably good, but I think I would be a big favorite left. Um, but let's see. First thing that comes to mind is just got to work on all the fundamentals, pretty much. You know, still got to get better at arm wrestling. I'm 5 or 6 years in, so it's a good amount of time, but it's still have a lot to learn. So that's good. That's the fun part. That's an interesting question. Okay, this is awesome, Nick, and thanks for answering. Yeah, that was a good question. Any time, I appreciate that question. That was a good one. Let's see. Tomorrow's pre-lift live is going to be an early one. Probably could be around 6, could be around 7. Lifting starts at 8, so it's going to be before then. Um, and remember, Brian, you got to be quick with the door because we don't want to let the heat out. That is funny. Kalen says mega gains, Nick. Absolutely, mega gains. And with a whole bunch of Z's. That's how you spell gains, with a whole bunch of Z's. You know what I think is funny? The snow apps actually helps insulate the garage a little bit. There's lots of cracks and holes in the walls and stuff like that, so lots of airflow. So the snow kind of plugs them up a little bit. So it's kind of like a little igloo effect. So that's a little fun fact. So let's see. Kalen says, and what about that lift with the Thomas Inch dumbbell? How heavy is it? And who lifted it last? So that dumbbell is very interesting. There's a story that goes behind it. I don't have any proof. Now, this is the tricky part. I like to tell the story, but there's no proof behind it because it's just someone else's story. So that Thomas Inch dumbbell, if it's whatever, I forget what that the actual dumbbell weighs, but it's weighs what the actual dumbbell weighs. So it's either 171 or 172, maybe 173. I can't remember. Um, I think I might be the last person to lift it in here. Um, Last time I tried to do it, I actually missed it. I think I tried doing it after practice, and I think I missed it. I think. But the story goes is that dumbbell, that Thomas Inch dumbbell, used to be owned by Bill Kazmaier, the strongman. That's the story. Now I have no proof; it's just a story, but I always think it's a fun story to tell. Because Kazmaier is my favorite strongman. Um, Ever since I've only competed in one strongman, but I used to like to watch it. Um, and I used to like to go back and watch the old World Strongest Man's videos with Kazmaier. So it's a cool story to tell. Let's see where it's over there, right there. Kalen says that's nice insulation. Definitely is. Kalen says I freaking love Bill Kazmaier. Me too, Nick. Absolutely. Super intense, fun to watch. Super strong guy. Um, he was so strong. He got kicked out of the World's Strongest Man for a couple years. He was so dominant. So that's saying something right there. Kalen says, I mean, why would someone make this story up? 170 pounds. I mean, who else would own it? I believe. Yeah, that's what I feel like too. Because it's a custom made dumbbell. It's a replica that someone custom made. So, not too many people are messing around with those. So it makes sense. Actually, Chris Wacko Wacko is the guy that brought it over. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he went to the doctor. He was at a doctor's office, I think for his hearing aid implant. Um, it was in the doctor's office. The doctor just happened to be uh, I don't know, somehow he had it. He was a fan of strongman or something. And he said, you can have it as long as you have to carry it out of here. You can't roll it on the carpet. So Chris walked all the way, through the doctor's office, through the parking lot with the dumbbell. And the worst part is he had a broken foot at the same time. He broke his foot arm wrestling. So that's another fun fact. So that's why you got to keep your legs strong. You don't want to be breaking your feet and your legs while you're arm wrestling. But that is funny. I can't believe I never thought about this until now. Chris would be a great person to get on the live. So maybe we can get him on the live. Plus, he's on the TV now. He's in the commercials, so he's can be our first famous person on the live. But that is funny. Caitlin says, "Wow, that's awesome." Chris Lacko is amazing. I love your training videos with his running your red thing behind you. Hello, can't think. Yeah, I know what you mean. The old videos when he's working the monolift. Oh, there it is. The monolift. Red thing works. I knew what you meant. Took me a second, but this thing right here. Ganley says, "Who is peeping? Hit that like, friends. Yeah, definitely hit the old thumbs up if you're hopping in. Definitely helps out." Let's see. Brian says he'd be good on the live for sure. He should hook up with Craig too. They have some similar experiences that Craig goes into. Yeah, that could be cool. I'll definitely. I think I know what you're talking about. So yeah, definitely. I bet Chris would be great for that. Bunch of motivational stuff. So that'd be awesome. So when we get Chris on, we'll have to bring up that topic. The old two birds, one stone. But let's see. I'm gonna hop off pretty soon, guys. So if you guys have any final questions, let me know. Brian says perfect, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. That'd be a good. That'd be a good one. We just gotta get him on. I know he's got a busy schedule, but we'll get him. We'll get him. Plus two, I think. It's been a while since I've seen him, but every single time I see him, his hearing aids get better and better. The implants get better and better. Um, when I first met him, he had no implant. Like he wasn't. It was phone calls were impossible, so you can only text. Um, but now I think he has something hooked up where the voice goes to the implant. So I just thought of that. So I think he should be able to do the live hear us with the live now. Yeah, so I think we should be good there. Let's see. Kaylin says, Mega Live Nick. So glad it was great at the dungeon and your heater. Thanks for the great stories as usual. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Kaylin. And she says, so happy for Chris. Yeah, me too. I'm definitely went through a lot of stuff with that thing, so I'm definitely glad it's working out for the good now. And Brian says the $6 million man. That's very true. Those implants are just like walking around with a couple Ferraris on your head. Caitlin says, did you see James Clark's been skiing on the Kitty Hill? I have not. I have not. Tell him to be careful. Last time an arm wrestler went skiing, they tore a bicep. So tell him to be careful. That is funny. That's cool, though. That's cool. We should get a whole bunch of arm wrestlers, bring them to one of those resorts, and get some funny videos of everyone wiping out. Because I'm sure not many arm wrestlers know how to ski. Maybe the ones up north do. Some of them. Let's see. Kaylin says, damn, tore bicep. Who was that, Nick? If I'm not mistaken, I think Schoolboy tore his bicep in a skiing accident a year or two ago, maybe more. If I'm not mistaken, I remember seeing something. Well, Dylan's back. Welcome back. We're just about to hop off pretty soon. So if you got any final questions about arm wrestling, now would be the time to do it. We're probably going to hop off in a couple minutes. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Estimated start time 7 a.m. That's the estimated start time for the pre-lift live. We will be in the gym at 8 a.m. getting the gains. Cameron says, hey, Dylan, you share the stream, bro? Question mark. That's a good question. Definitely share the stream. Hit the thumbs up. Definitely helps out big time. Carolyn says, wonderful early morning gains. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think on that note, I think we'll end it there. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't get your gains in now, get them in later. But guys, I'll be able to answer that question tomorrow, Dylan, in the pre-lift live. So if you're here with us tomorrow, if you remember that question, I'll definitely tell you. But guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.